Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot, with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today we are going to do What's the Gossip on Your Glow Up. I'm actually going to be doing another reading next week, which is What's the Good Fortune your glow up is bringing. So just know this is another two-part, but I'm not going to be doing these videos back to back. I just want to let you know to keep an eye out for the second part, okay? First off, I want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this channel. Thank you for being here, sharing this time and space with me. And for those of you that are new, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Please remember these readings are general, so take what resonates and leave what does not. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, all those links are down below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information. You can follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is on Spotify. And you can also join as a member to the channel. When you click the link below, it will give you the description of the 3 levels I have available, as well as what comes with each level. So I do hope to see you on memberships. And if not, thank you for your continued support here. I do want to send a shout out to one of our love drops, which is Franklin Brandon. So thank you for joining. I'm excited to have you over on memberships, and welcome one and all. So today we are going to be using the Talisman Oracle, and let's hop to the prayer and get this underway. This is not going to be a super long reading today. As you've noticed, a lot of my readings are getting longer. And that's just because we're doing a lot of shifting. The energy is shifting on the channel. So this one, though, is not. It's just going to be a quick, simple reading. And then the one that I bring out next week about the good fortune, what good fortune is your glow up bringing, that is definitely going to be a longer reading. Okay, so we've got that all underway. We've got it all planned out. 2:22 on the clock. Trusting the process. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this video, onto this channel, even if it's just for a moment's time or for the entire time. May you bless them with wisdom, grace, mercy, understanding, and understanding, and may they be able to connect with their highest intuition and their path of least resistance. May you help all come into this space of unconditional love and embrace what that truly means. Not being a doormat, but being strong in the power that we have, and knowing that we can accept all as it is in this here now, now here moment. That we need not change anything except to come into a space of being truly with ourselves. Being able to accept ourselves is the most important thing here. Knowing that we offer beauty, that we offer grace, and that we all have a purpose just by the fact that we have breath in our lungs, and that we are here alive in this here now, now here moment. May you always help us understand this truth and give us the signs as we go throughout our day. As these words are spoken onto this space and onto this reading, so shall they be. Amen. Aho Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. We've got little drops of ashes happening everywhere, so let's see if I can get that out. All right. Okay, we're good. I think we got it. So I already gave these a shuffle. We'll go ahead and get into it. So source, what Talisman Oracle for pile number 1 will help us better understand what the gossip is about their glow up for pile number 1, source? Thank you. What Talisman Oracle card will help us better understand what the gossip is about pile number 2's glow up, source? Thank you. And for pile number 3, source, what Talisman Oracle card will help us better understand what the gossip is on their glow up right now? Okay, thank you. On the bottom, we have leadership. Everybody's saying, oh, I always knew that they were a leader. Even when they weren't, right? So one of the things that's coming out as a collective message is everybody seeing you as a leader, that you were always destined to be in the position that you're in. And this could even be coming from the ones who didn't believe that you were ever going to make it. It's kind of like, you know, sometimes your haters become your biggest appreciators and supporters and stuff. So it's just a part of the process. Okay, so for pile number 1, we do have this piece of lapis lazuli for you to choose from. Okay, pile number 2, we have this beautiful piece of crystal quartz for you to choose from. And pile number 3, we have this beautiful shard of amethyst for you to choose from. Okay. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever one you're drawn to, that should be the pile for you. With that being said, I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of lapis lazuli, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what is the gossip on your glow up. Remember that these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not. Make sure that you do like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary in the description box. You can email me for personal reading and I'll get you out further information. You can also follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. And I have linked the membership page down below. So when you click on that, it'll show you what is available and the options that you have to choose from. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a part of this process and a supporter of this page and this community. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you that are new, welcome. This is a reminder to you that we are all here sharing this human experience and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. So that being said, let's hop to it and get some messages out from the dice and find out what is the gossip on pile number 1's glow up right now, Source. What are people saying about pile number 1 and their glow up? What is the gossip on pile number 1's glow up, Source? What would you like to tell us here? Okay, ooh, so we've got the 7th house, we have Virgo, and we have Mars. You know, this is about how aggressive you tend to be when it comes to your relationships. And when I say aggressive, what I'm meaning here is that you care about the people who care about you, but you also are quick to cut people out that show that they're not worth your time. And that's fine. Don't ever feel upset about that, even if people are gossiping about it. Most of the time, the ones that are like, oh my gosh, there goes pile 1, cutting people out of their lives again, they're probably one of the ones that got cut, right? So there's a little bit of bad feelings harbored there, but that's okay. That's their journey to deal with, right? We're seeing here that you are being talked about, like contracts that maybe you're signing, or the fact that you have completely changed the way that you show up in every relationship that you have. And you may not have very many relationships right now, that you tend to stay by yourself in this very calm, peaceful, collected place where you're able to always come back to and fill your own cup. And they're saying how when people don't treat you right, how you do show up as someone who's very strong and almost combative for yourself. But, you know, if you don't show up for yourself, who is? Sometimes we've always prayed for someone to be in our corner and to stand up for us when we were in bad situations. But if we've never had that, the only place that we can start is for ourselves. But that's something that they're definitely talking about, is how you've gone from being this meek, shy, agreeable energy into being a very powerful, strong leader energy, where you don't take anything from anybody, and you shouldn't. And they're talking about how you are just a different person than what they once knew, right? And this could be people who know you personally, or people who have only known you from afar. Like, the change is so vast that it has affected all areas of your life. And so people who've only known you by association, they see how different you are. People who have known you very well and are aware of who you are, they also see that you are not who you once were. And so everybody has been affected by your change, but you're the one who has benefited from your change, okay? So remember that. It doesn't matter who's affected as long as you're benefiting. And of course, as long as we're never doing it for the wrong reasons or trying to be malicious in our attempts to become a better version of ourselves. Like, that's not what it is. And I don't feel that from you. But I just want to reiterate that like, even if someone's telling you that you're being malicious because you're choosing yourself or you're not giving them the time that you used to, that's their journey to contend with. That's nothing that you have to do. So I do see here that energetically you've leveled up. I mean, we are talking about the glow up here, right? You could have been, the other thing that's coming through really quickly here is that you could have been a perfectionist, and that could have been a area of quote unquote weakness, right? And I say weakness because I feel like that's an area that some people took advantage of, is like poking at your need for perfection, where they made you feel bad about the things that you posted, the projects you completed, where they knew that they could really make you start to stress about them and that you would redo them over. And now you're really coming into a space where you appreciate the work that you do and how it turns out the way that it should be, right? Like, it's never going to end up the exact same way that we see it in our heads. That's just because it leaves room for trial and error to be human. But I do feel like that's something that people are like wondering, like, what happened for you to stop caring about being such a perfectionist in your life? Like, you always wanted things to be so perfect before, and now you're willing to go more with the flow here. So let's get some tarot on it, Source. What is the gossip for pile number one's glow up? What is the gossip on pile number one's glow up, Source? Thank you. What is the gossip on pile number one's glow up? What is the gossip on pile number one's glow up, Source? What would you like to say? Thank you. What is the gossip on pile number one's glow up, Source? What would you like to say? Whoa, okay. Whoa. Whoa, I wasn't gonna do 4 cards, but I guess they want 4 cards, so. This, we've got that. Barely have space. It's barely gonna fit. Like if you stuck it in, maybe we can make it fit. Go. Feel like you're letting yourself be more fun and goofy too, which is something that people like with that perfectionist energy that you might not have allowed yourself to do before. Like, you were always very serious all the time. Like, everything was very, like, it could very easily ruin your day, and you're now not letting it, right? Yeah, so they're gossiping about how much more emotionally stable you are, right? Yeah, and how much you've healed. Yeah, exactly. Look at this. How intuitive you are, how creative you are, how you're just going with the flow. That's the energy that I got right away. We have Cancer and Sagittarius energy here. So definitely being the life of the party when you go out. That silly energy coming through with this Sagittarius energy here. But it's like you're very well balanced, and you're able to, if you have a bad day, like now it's not like the bane of your existence. Now it's something that you can just flow through, deal with, and get on the other side. And it's like, feel like the people who were always trying to make you feel bad about whatever and stuff, and I feel like a lot of the stuff that they were trying to make you feel bad about is not anything that you were ever meant to carry anyways. And they were trying to make you feel bad about that. And you may have at one point in time tried to take it on as like it was yours to carry. But now you're just very, very reserved. You take time to take care of yourself. And that's something that's very important here. And you're more relaxed in your day-to-day life. And so this is something they're gossiping about. Like, oh, they don't act the way they used to anymore. They don't react anymore. They respond. They're like more balanced than they were once. Yeah, you're a leader. And if you saw the shuffle, this absolutely makes sense that this came out. If not, you know, you can always definitely go watch the shuffle. I do, at the end of the shuffle, I do a collective message. So we have the 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. This card has come out so much in the last week and a half. Like, I can't with this. And then we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So we've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, Aries, Cancer, and Sagittarius energy. Highly aspect here. I'm hearing Gemini Moon, Libra Mercury, Aries in the 10th house or mid-haven, and I'm hearing the Aries in Fortune. That doesn't usually ever come out, but it came out for some reason, so we're just going to go with it. Yeah, so, and if none of those resonate, that's fine. Those are just for confirmation for some. What they're gossiping about is how unbothered you are by people who are trying to cause mayhem in your life. Like, you were just unbothered by them. You know, it's like, so if you're working on a project and, like I was saying, like, you might have been that very much this perfectionist, like trying to meet everyone's expectations while also trying to meet your own expectations. And at one point you came to this realization that this is just way too much to handle. Like, let me just worry about finishing it instead of worrying about everybody's expectations. Like, let's just finish the project, right? Get it out, get it posted, get it in production, get it underway, whatever it is, right? And so you finally came into this realization where it's like, I just have to be sure of myself and know that what I'm putting out is good energy. I'm putting out the best that I can in that given moment. And what they're really gossiping about is how before it was like someone could tell you like, oh, that's what you're going to turn in. Like, this could even be for school, right? Like, oh, that's the paper you're going to turn in. Like, are you sure? I don't think it's going to get a good grade. And they were like very brutal about the way they treated you and brutal about the way they made you carry maybe even their own problems. Like, oh my gosh, this happened to me today, so what are you going to do about it, pile number one? And now you're just kind of like, nothing, you know? And when they ask you about, is that what you're going to turn in? You're like, yeah, it's finished. It's done. I did exactly what they asked me to do. Like, you're just unbothered by what people are saying to you. And this is like playing the mind games here, right? Like playing the mind games. And so the gossip is like, oh, so pile number one now thinks they're too good for the mind games. Yeah, you always were too good for the mind games. But the problem before was that it was just easy for them to bait and hook. And you went along with it until it got to be something that you didn't want to go along with anymore. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? But they're seeing now how you're very balanced in the way that you show up for yourself. Like, you at one point didn't want to rock the boat. And now you're like, you know what? I just rocked the boat by being me. That's cool. Let me just kick back and enjoy this rocking motion and really lean into it and be, you know, and part of that's from exploring your inner world, right? That comes from exploring yourself and understanding yourself. And now you're moving up into these positions where you have the ability to command and you have control over certain aspects, whether that's in your job or whether that's in your business. Like, you actually have control over a lot of things, and you're in a position where a lot of people would want to be, but not a lot of people are able to get to, right? And you're doing the impossible. It's like everybody really thought you were going to give this up. Like, you weren't going to keep going with it. And you're doing the impossible now. Good for you, pile one. Yes. Yes, pile one. Right? And you've been adapting to what is happening outside of you, but more importantly, adapting to yourself. Right? Like, adapting to your inner world. It's like, how do I feel? And what is it about me that I want to feel? And how do I want to show up? Do I want to show up being scared about who I am? Or do I want to show up being strong about who I am? And you chose the latter. And because of that, now no one can shake your foundation. Of course not. Because you know who you are. Right? And now, before you were losing to these people mentally, right? And this is, again, this mental game. Like, you've shut the door on it. You've shut the door on the crazy monkey mind that happens on our journey. You've shut the door on this. And now that you've shut the door on it, now they're going crazy trying to figure out how to get you to switch up off your path, right? They're suspicious of you. They're They're very rigid here. They're very defensive about the fact that you're doing so good for yourself. Like, it's like they're trying to create chaos in a place that chaos has no business being, because your journey is your journey and you're attending to your journey, which is exactly what we're supposed to do. But because now they don't benefit from it in the way of making you feel small, that's what they're talking about. Oh, so pile one thinks they're better than us now. Like, pile one thinks that they know everything. Pile number one thinks this. But look, you look at this as very, very prevalent here. Is that we start with the Emperor, number 4. We end with the 4 of Cups, number 4. You're surrounded by a stable image of yourself. Nothing more, nothing less. It doesn't need to be anything more, and it certainly should never be anything less. You're just okay with who you are. And why shouldn't you be? Like, that's the thing. And I there's this energy coming in where it's like all they want to do is play havoc on your mind state, your mental emotions, right? Like your emotional state. I want to manipulate you emotionally and get you out of this healing energy and get you away from this strong emotional place that you're in, where you're not sharing anything with anyone. They want you to go back to oversharing. They want you to go back to this energy of giving them all that information that you used to give them before, but you already played their game and it didn't bode well. So why are you going to go back into it? There's no point. 15:15 on the clock. You found a solution and a resolution to the situation, and that's becoming quiet about what you're doing. That's becoming secure in the motions you're taking moving forward, right? Yeah. Optimistic, freedom, and exploration here with Sagittarius energy. You are the life of the party now. Why? Because you respect yourself. I mean, that's the goal, right? Is to respect ourselves. Is sometimes we don't know we're disrespecting ourselves until we actually learn how to respect ourselves. And that's a strange journey, right? Look, taking the lead, and look at how it flew out over the Emperor. Just slid right in. All right, you're sliding into home, y'all. That's so funny. On the bottom, look, we have life is speeding up. Something about antlers here. I actually have no idea what antlers represent, but it just came through antlers. Something about antlers is very important to you, or the symbolism of an antler means something to you. So you can absolutely check that out, right? But we have this trusting the process. So things are changing. You're fast moving into a position of authority. You're fast moving into the position that you've always wanted, you've desired for a long time. And it's all because you've healed from believing these people and what they're saying about you. And that's what this is what they're gossiping about. This is what they're talking about, is how you moved away from believing what I feel about you. Like, I thought I held such good power over pile number 1's life that everything that I thought actually mattered to them. And maybe at one time it did, but it doesn't anymore. And they know that. They're talking about how strong you are. There's a jealousy that comes with that. Like, I wish I were as strong as pile number 1. But they're too proud to ask. Like, there's this energy coming in, like, I'm too proud to ask pile number 1 what it was that they did to get to where they're going. Right? Yeah, they're talking about your freedom. You freed yourself from the day-to-day, the mundane, the societal construct of life. Like, you're freeing yourself from all of that. You ran right through the door of heaven's gates, right? Isn't there a song that's like knocking on heaven's door? I think so. If you know who sings that, would you comment that down below for others? Because that truly helps, and I appreciate those of you that do that. It's, what is it? Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Something like that. I don't actually know how it goes, but I heard it. It was really loud. Vanessa, to make your decision, ask yourself which way brings me closer to my divine purpose and which way takes me from it. So this is the thing. They're gossiping about the fact that you're actually doing what you were always designed to do, what you were destined to do. It's like those people who are always jealous about the people that know, like they're 10 years old and they're like, I'm destined to be a comedian, and that's all they put their energy into, or they're destined to be a musician and that's all they put their energy into. Like, you know how sometimes people are really jealous, like even adults are jealous of kids who are like that. well, this is what they're gossiping about. It's like, this is what they're destined to do, but I don't ever want to tell them that to their face. Like, don't ever let them know that I think that, because I don't want them to actually step up into their power. It's unfortunate that people are like this sometimes. Like, it's just instead of focusing on you and your journey and focusing on the power that you can cultivate in your own journey, you're so focused on someone else and how far they're going. And that's such a waste of time, you know? Yeah, Gemini energy, curiosity, intellect, and networking. So they're talking about how you're gaining momentum. You are connecting with a lot more people. You have a lot more clients. Like, you have a lot of people who respect and admire you and appreciate the work that you put in. And this idea of calm, like with this card, the lake and the stillness, like how you always bring a calm demeanor to everything that you do now. So maybe before you were like a big ball of tension and you were always concerned about everything and everyone else outside of you. And now it's like none of that stuff bothers you. We have companionship, dog. And there's this want to be your friend, but that entry to becoming your friend is very narrow. It's very narrow. Like, you don't let just anybody come in. Excuse me. And this is what they're gossiping about, because it's like you are very strict about who you invite in as friends. And again, Sagittarius energy, it's like you're willing to talk with everyone. You're willing to be out there and smile and have a good time with everyone. But with 41, number 5, the difficulty comes in them having to raise their vibration to be a part of your team. And most people aren't willing to do that who've known you for any amount of time, right? Don't get me wrong, it's not just all negative. Like, there are some people here that are cheering you on. Like I'm saying, it's like, but those aren't the ones that really are gossiping about you, right? It's just these negative energies coming in that are talking about how you're no longer giving them the time of day. Maya, schooling, studying, and education helps your life purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. So you're learning more and more, right? You are finding new balance and gaining greater education as you continue to expand your knowledge in whatever it is that you're offering. And that also helps draw you away from the need to feel like a perfectionist, because it's like seeing that mistakes are good. Mistakes help us grow, and you know, that helps us gain that experience that we need. And also, you could have Sagittarius highly aspect in your chart. You could have a Sagittarius in the 10th house. Sagittarius and Neptune is coming through. Sagittarius in the 4th house, the 7th house, and the 1st house. So that would be your ascendant. And yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay. So those are just some that are coming through, but Sagittarius energy is very, very prevalent across this reading. Like, it's just coming up a lot, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at your talisman oracle and see what this says. Concealments. Interesting that this would come out. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, it's because you're no longer telling them the things that you used to tell them. You're hiding your success, okay? And it's not even that it's that hidden. Like, I feel like that's what's hilarious about it. It's just not as easily accessible to these people as it once was. Like, maybe before, when you had a good thing happen to you, you would tell all the people around you, and now you're not doing that. Like, you're very much celebrating your successes by yourself and with only the people who care, and not the people who just want that information for their own use. 22:22 on the clock. Yeah, so you're trusting the process and knowing that, you know what, every success that I have is worthy of celebration, but not everyone is worthy of celebrating with me, right? So here's the insignia. If you would like to pause this and copy that and carry it with you, you're more than welcome to. Look, I love this. I love this already. The first line. Hold the card up so you can see. Look, and again, the horns, right? The antlers. I don't know. There's something about antlers that, and again, I don't know what they mean. So if you want to mention that down below, or if you just want to look it up on your own, see if it holds more meaning for the reading for you. That might help deepen the meaning of this reading. Wow, let me turn back to that. It says you've taught yourself how to be strong, how to be a go-getter, and how to protect yourself. Exactly. You've conquered obstacles because you know where you stand, and hiding behind a mask can feel safe. When you conceal your true identity, you don't let people fully know you. They can't hurt you. The glamorously painted faces look very appealing and provide a sense of shelter. However, if you keep avoiding connecting on a deeper level, it can leave you feeling vulnerable and alone. Commit to making choices that are better for your unique essence and purpose. And the affirmation is, I am true to myself. So you're definitely making more sound connection to yourself and more understanding what serves you on this journey. Like, it's like if someone you trust is willing to celebrate with you, then you're celebrate with them. But most of the time, like, you keep your celebrations to yourself, and that's okay. But you're being more authentic, and that's allowing you to let down the guard that you have and letting your heart be seen, while at the same time understanding that it's okay to be in a discerning place, right? So I love this reading for you, pile number one. Even though we are talking about gossip, it actually really, Source wanted to applaud you for how hard you've worked and the amount of work that you've done on this journey. So if you feel like this is your reading, leave a little stag emoji down below and say, I stand up for myself and take the lead, knowing I am running straight towards my dreams. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number one, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful crystal quartz, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be a reading on what is the gossip about your glow up. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe place to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Keep in mind, these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel down below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading, and I will get you out further information. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. And you can also check out memberships. When you click on that, it'll take you to the page that shows you the levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. So I do hope to see you on memberships. If not, thank you for your continued support here. With that being said, let's hop to it and get into your reading and find out what is the gossip on pile number two about their glow up source. What would you like to tell us? What would you like to share with us? What is the gossip on pile number two about their glow up source? What is the gossip about pile number two on their glow up? Oh, okay, so we've got the 9th house Taurus energy and Uranus, that you're changing. You're changing. Of course, the globe is change, right? It's a leveling up. But this is like changing in a lot of different ways. You are becoming more secure, more luxurious, more magnetic, more attractive. So you could be working out. You don't have to be, but you could absolutely be working out. You're becoming more magnetic to followers. People like, shares, and subscribes if you have a platform. People are seeing you more. People are appreciating you more. People are excited about you and the knowledge and the wisdom that you share. You could be traveling more, and they're talking about this. They're talking about how you are self-focused and self-care related, and that's it. Like, you just want to focus on yourself and growing yourself, and that you have learned a lot of wisdom from this journey, and that you have learned how to really embrace your abilities, skills, and gifts, and that you're different. You're different, and they like that you're different. Like, this feels like a good energy. We'll definitely get more out, but we could absolutely have the dual, right, where there's the good gossip and the bad gossip, right? But we'll see what comes out with the tarot. It does feel like, though, that they're saying here that you have grown beyond what you used to do. So if you've had like a business for any amount of time, like, even your business is growing with you. Like, it's changing with you as you continue to change. It's you going to the next level, right? They're saying like how you get to enjoy life, and it looks like you're enjoying life, and how content you look and happy you look, and how you're always going from place to place and seeing and experiencing new things. And they wish that they had what you had, but with Uranus energy, we do see this energy of your hopes and wishes being fulfilled. So a lot of people are talking about your hopes and wishes are coming true. And again, we always have both on both sides, right? We do have people who are cheering for us, and we always have people who are going to be haters, because that's the way of the world. That's the contrast at play. That's the duality at play, right? So let's get some tarot on this and find out. So Source, what is the gossip about pile number 2's glow up? What would you like to say here? What is the gossip about pile number 2's glow up? Like, there's a confinement here, too, with some people. Like, they feel like they've been left behind. Like, that maybe you were supposed to grow together, but you just had, like, something that happened where you just totally went way farther than they did. And they're just kind of like, okay, like, you're just going to leave me behind. Like, you're not going to wait for me. And it's this energy of, why would I wait? Like, why would I stop what I'm doing just so that you can keep up with me? That's weird, right? That's the illusion coming into play. Like, you just want me to slow down so that I don't leave you behind, but that's not where I'm at in my journey. So there's just a lot of growth and expansion here, especially with the 9th house, which is connected to Jupiter. Jupiter's the big planet of luck. What's the gossip about pile number 2's glow up, Source? Whoa. Okay, they want it to come out that way. They want this one to come out too. Okay, thank you, Source. What is the gossip on pile number 2's glow up? One more. What is the gossip on pile number 2's glow up? Okay, so I guess we're just gonna do 4 cards today. I don't want to do 4 cards, but Source had other plans. So okay. All right. See what's on the bottom of the deck. We've got, look, the star. Again, Aquarian energy, Uranus energy here. You're being seen as a star. So your glow up could very well be that you have a platform that's about to take off. You have a business where you're going to get plenty of clients, right? Something that you started over again on. And it feels pretty new. Okay, with the Page of Coins here. It feels something that's pretty new. Even if you've had it for a time, but it's still like a newer version of an older version of an idea, if that makes sense, right? Like, it's like you have been trying to get this off the ground for years, let's say, and say in the 5 years that you're doing it, you've had to start over 3 times, and it's like the 3rd time's a charm. That's the one that caught on. And that's what they're talking about. It's like, oh, so you just kept starting over, and then finally one took. Like, how does that work? You know, like, how did they not give up? Yeah, so we have the 5 of Coins. So let's just stop for just a second. I know. What are the rest of the cards? I just want to point out, because the 5 of Coins, no matter, it just talks about a gigantic change that's coming. Big changes are underfoot. Things are about to shift for you. And so there's definitely a huge shift that's coming. And I feel like it's going to impact a lot of different people. So whether that's I do keep feeling global, like it's a global impact. Like you're going to be impacting people globally. And there's either a person or a group of people here that just, all they can do is sit back and watch. All they can do is sit back and watch as you're appreciated, as you're seen, as you're put in the spotlight, as you are praised, as you are going through this, which we are talking about the glow up. That would definitely be the definition of a glow up, right? But it does feel like that's what it's saying here. And so they're saying that they feel the shift and they feel that there's a big change coming to you on this. Yeah. You could be a spiritual leader. Interesting that the sun would come out, and I was talking in the reverse, and I was talking about them feeling like they're hemmed in. They're stuck doing the same things over and over and over again. Or there's somebody who feels like you left them behind, and now they're stuck as you keep growing, and they don't have that person to rely on anymore for guidance, or for direct guidance, what I should say. It's not that you're not giving guidance. You probably are. You're probably sharing your wisdom in various different ways, but because you're not directly in their energy anymore, they feel left behind. And then Judgment in the reverse. This could be a family member. This could be something that where a secret was unleashed that should have been kept behind closed doors. This is someone who doesn't want to heal, or this is a group of people who don't want to heal. It could absolutely be a father. This could be a Leo, a Scorpio, a Taurus. It could be an Aquarius. Okay, whatever. It's just saying that this is someone who feels like you owed them the opportunity to get on the same level as you, or this is someone who felt at one point in time that they were already like light years ahead of you, that there's no possible way that pile 2 could ever catch up to what it is that I'm doing. And somehow, with them being very emotionally involved in their ego, you surpassed them, and not only surpassed them, but left them in the dust. And now they're just like completely shocked and shook because you kept going and they got stuck. Where can they go when they're stuck? Nowhere. Nowhere. Right? And so you stayed committed, and now you're helping people. Right? You could be a teacher of some kind, which we do see with the 9th house as well. Teacher, there's law, you could do divination, you could do spiritual work, you could be a religious leader. Okay, we have instructor, counselor, something with education and knowledge being very apparent here. You know, 9th house talks about higher education as well. Okay, spiritual individual, someone that is the person that people go to. I mean, you look at this card, look at how they're reaching out. If you can see the hands here, they're reaching out for help. They don't show their faces, but they show them reaching out for help here, right? And someone having their hat off, they talk about this being the hat. It's like someone taking their hat off so they can receive the knowledge that you're giving them. And that's what people are seeing here, and they're talking about that, how you stayed committed and you've grown. So you're different. You're not even the same person that anybody knew. You're just not. Like you just kept growing, and now you're helping others do the same. And look, it's interesting because we have 5 and 5 right next to each other, which is 10. And 10 is all about abundance, right? An excess of, if you will, but really an abundance. And allowing us to complete the cycle to start again. But it's also connected to our path of purpose. And it's been through very uncomfortable change. Like you had to do stuff by yourself. You had to let go of. And then you have the sun here, which is also number 10. It's a 19 card, which in numerology is 10. So we have 10, 10. And it's like, while these people were meant to be a part of your path, they helped you get access to your path of purpose by you releasing whatever hardships were between the two of you, or between you and all of them. And now they're stuck watching you glow up, and they're stuck watching you grow. And so now they're gossiping, and it's like this energy, like, that was supposed to be me. Why don't I have that? Like, how could they take it from me? I was the one that was supposed to be seen, like they're being seen, because I had all the wisdom. How did pile 2 grow beyond me? And this is the gossip that they're telling everyone, like they just left me behind. And they're trying to make it seem like it's your fault that they're stuck. And it's so funny because for a time, people did believe them. But there's an energy coming in here as well where it's like now people are just looking at them like, okay, so why don't you just get up and change something about it? Pile 2 did, and then that irritates them beyond, because they're like, pile 2, like that's why I keep hearing, pile 2, right? It's like this immaturity. It's like they were so dependent on having your energy in their life. That's why it feels like one person, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a whole bunch of people were like this, but it's like one type of energy, right? And it's like, because you're so luxurious and you've materialized abundance and you are loving yourself and taking care of yourself. So this is like someone who maybe introduced you to the spiritual world or some aspect of the spiritual journey, right? Because we have teachers everywhere we go. Even people who aren't even on the spiritual journey can be a teacher for us, right? And that's what it feels like. But they really believed that they were going to do great things by not ever growing past where they were. Like they felt like they had everything, and you just kept absorbing knowledge everywhere you went. And through that, I mean, you've got Taurus, right? Like a lot of Taurus energy here. It's like you did the work. You grounded that into the root of your being, and through that have become so strong and so balanced in what it is that you're doing. And this other person is very much like wanting to keep everyone around them in a place of like a parent-child relationship. So they don't see themselves as a teacher. They more or less see themselves as, I'm going to lord this over you. I'm going to hold this over you. It's like, I'm big and you're small. That energy, right? Like, I'm right and you're wrong. Like, they come up towards everyone at that. Excuse me, let me try. They come towards everyone with that energy. Right? It's like they are seeing you getting attention, and they're seeing that you are letting go of the past, and they see that maybe you've even forgiven them for what they did to you, even though they were doing it so that they could get ahead or whatever it was. And it's like all these things just leave them stuck and feeling left out, feeling so left out. And they're stuck in their head, and that's all they can talk about is how, oh, it's pile 2. Like, it just feels like they're trying to put all this blame on you. And that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe people did believe them for a time, but it's kind of gotten beyond, right? Like, it's like, okay, that was like 6 years ago. Like, that's old news, and you're still bringing it up like it happened yesterday. And yet, tell me, if this is really the truth of the situation, why is it that pile 2 is still growing? Why are they still learning new things? Why are they still becoming a better version of themselves? And you're still the same person you were when they outgrew you, and realize they're now everybody's seeing like they really did outgrow this person that's talking about you. Because again, it does feel like a person, but it could, again, take it as it resonates. It could be a group of people. This is just the energy that's coming through. And it's like someone that you could have been very close to, someone you considered like a part of your soul tribe, someone that was your sibling, someone that was a parent, a family member. We don't have like a direct correlation here as to what it is, but it does feel like someone who is trying to be in a toxic masculine energy, and you balanced that out and grew beyond that, right? Gained so much wisdom. You actually gained wisdom from this. And now they're too proud to reach out to you and ask you what you did, because they spent a lot of time talking bad about you behind your back. Like, they even convinced a lot of people that they had to forgive you. And I feel like they're the ones that caused a lot of trouble and trauma in your life. And that's the thing. And it's like, there's this energy of like, well, you know, I'm never going to forgive them. I'm never going to forgive them. And now they're like, holy crap, like they forgave me. Like, I never thought they were actually going to do that. I never thought they were going to let go of what happened between us. Like, they really believed that you were going to be stopped in your tracks doing that. Scorpio, this could be a Scorpio energy coming in. You could have Scorpio highly aspect in your chart. We have intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. And when Scorpio's in their shadow, you know, it's jealousy, obsession, and possession. Like, they had a right to your energy. This is someone who felt like they had a right to your energy. Like, and they were trying to convince people that you wouldn't be where you were or where you are if it weren't for them. And like I said, maybe people believe them for a time, right? That's a lot of cards. We'll look at them. But maybe people believe them for a time, but now it's like getting to the point where they're like, okay, but maybe for that time you helped them through something, but now they're so far beyond that what are you doing in their life? Because you're not even in contact with them. Like, that's exactly what this feels like. So we have turned knowledge into wisdom. Again, this idea of being a teacher, be playful. Truth transcends illusion, and spirit has a plan. Exactly. So this is what I'm feeling. Like, it's like you're becoming a teacher. You're enjoying your life, right? And now people are seeing the truth of this situation play out, where it's like they're no longer believing the gossip on you or what this it does. It feels like a particular person or a group of people are saying about you. It's like everybody's beginning to see the truth unfold. They're like realizing that, you know what, you were the one that was actually very stable in this connection, and they're trying to take credit for that, but they're also still in an old energy. embrace the in-between. And it's like, I feel like you recognize that this happened to you for you to grow, even though it was disheartening and hard and difficult to go through when it happened. But now it's just kind of like, you're like, that's cool. It was just a part of my journey. Like, I learned a lot from it, right? Now you're very focused on yourself and focused on growing. And that's exactly the energy that we got in the beginning, where it's like people are talking about how focused on self-love you are and how focused you are on doing what's right for you. And even this person who's back here trying to convince everybody that you wouldn't be anywhere without them, like, even they're like, dang, they really do care about themselves. Like, they really do love themselves, you know, and you should. This came out in pile 1 too. We have freedom with horse. Yeah, running straight to your freedom. Doing what's best for you. And not holding back anymore. And there's a lot of gossip, if you will. Like, is it gossip? Is all gossip just people talking about you? You know, I'm not asking. I'm just saying, like, it's just kind of like a rhetorical question, you know. But it's like there's the good gossip where people are just really glad that you've done what you've done because you are someone that they look to for guidance and advice and help. This is crazy. You might be here from pile number 1, and if you are, thank you. If schooling, study, and education helps your life's purpose and personal growth at this time, the angels will guide you and help you with this process. You may have also been drawn to pile number 1 and picked pile 2, and that's fine, but if you want, there might be some other messages in pile number 1 for you. Yeah, so house 1, they're talking about how your approach to life has changed, how much more independent you are, how much you stand out in this very powerful, strong energy, but you're just a leader and you're a spiritual leader, yeah. And you're always creating your life. You're manifesting what you want from this realm. You're imagining it into existence. This is the Aborigines, where they believe that the ancestors sang the world into existence through the didgeridoo. So maybe you're into music, or you could be a Pisces as well. This is also talking about maybe you are doing an instrument or something like that, and it's something that everyone like believed that you weren't going to be successful at, and now you're getting a lot of attention with whatever it is. And again, it doesn't have to be music. It could be anything. It's like there are so many people who really believed that you weren't going to go far with what you're doing, and now they're seeing that, holy moly, like, they're doing it. Yeah, you exerted your will. They're talking about how you showed up. It's like maybe you were someone who struggled with showing up for anything in life. And so there's a lot of gossip about how you really showed up for this. Like, you didn't take no for an answer, and you're still continuing to not take no for an answer. And it's making a difference in your life, right? Look, change. Exactly. Number 33 here. Master number of creation. Your angels are with you. 2112 on the clock, which is 33 as well. So there's a lot coming through here where it's like you no longer blending in. Like, you're standing out. We have, look, 33 and 34 coming out together. Just recognize that. It's like you're making progress here by standing out and by really saying, like, I deserve to be seen and I deserve to be heard. And it's not an arrogant energy. This is, you're still very humble about who you are and very grateful about where you've come from. But it's just like, just saying, like, I deserve to be seen. I have something special, and that is something that's changing you, and that's what's aiding in your glow up here. But that energy alone has shifted you into a place where people really do want to be in your energy asking for advice. It's like they see you and they're like, oh, okay, pile 2 has it together. You may be like, I don't feel that way, but it's something that does come through. We have Daniel coming in with I am the angel of marriage, and I am assisting you right now. It's interesting. I'd flip this over and I was getting, it's like father energy or son. And I've never gotten that before with this card, but it was just a feeling that came in. So this could also be manifesting a love in your life, a strong commitment. And that's what people are talking about. Like, man, I wish I had a commitment like pile number 2. Like, I wish I had love in my life like pile number 2. Like, they really have that beautiful type of love. And that's hashtag goals is what I'm hearing. So let's take a look at your oracle card, Karmic Justice. Wow, you cannot paint it a better version of that. So this could be an ex that's like bashing you behind your back, like trying to convince everyone that you would be nowhere if they weren't in your life. And it's like where at one point people believed them because they didn't know both sides of the story. And you can't be mad at people for believing them, for not knowing, for not even asking you, because it's like, you know, it's chisma, right? Like it's gossip. It's like people want to they want to hear the scoop. And so it's like they're just going to listen to the scoop and believe whatever they hear. But usually after they hear the scoop, like you don't hear any more from either side of the party, but they never stopped bashing you, and people started watching you because this person was bashing you so much. It's like, well, holy moly, what is going on with pile number 2? Like for this person to never leave it alone. And now you're seeing karmic justice. Like your glow up, pile 2, is karmic justice. Okay. And I know we want to talk about what are they saying, like what's the gossip on it. But again, I have to let Source say what Source is going to say in regards to these readings. Here's the insignia if you would like to screenshot this and carry it with you as a reminder of this reading, okay? But here's the thing. You're receiving karmic justice in regards to this situation, whomever this is. That's why it does feel like a person, or again, it could be a group of people. If you seek the balance of karma, then this card is a positive sign that whatever the outcome of a particular situation, it will be a fair one. Karmic justice doesn't look the same for everyone because we have different values and desires. Don't expect the repercussions to be immediate or of the same nature. They will be of equal worth. However, if your own efforts have been unfair, this card also means that it's time to accept the consequences. Put bias and prejudice aside, open your heart. The endless knot on this card symbolizes wisdom, passion, and balance in the universe. It says the energy we spend is the energy we receive. And I love that because it's showing like you kept putting in the energy and the effort. And that's something, a message that kept coming through the whole time. Thank you so much, Source. Thank you. And that's the energy here. It's like you kept doing that. You kept putting the energy and efforts towards what your dreams were, what you wanted. And here you have this person who never changed. Like they just never altered or shifted what it was that they wanted to do. They just kept showing up in the same old energy, and everybody started watching you because this person just couldn't give it a rest, okay? And so everybody's like, so why is it that pile number 2 is such a big talk of this person's life? Like they've been gone for years, or they've been gone for months at this point. And there's no reason to continue talking about them. Like it's old news, but they keep talking about it like it happened yesterday. And now people are seeing you glow up into this beautiful, full-bodied, wondrous individual. And embrace your gifts and talent and see how people are affected by you. And they're like, whoa, okay. Now we understand why they're gossiping about you. This is someone who is hurt by the fact that you took your journey. Seriously. Okay. So this is what I see for you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the number 333 down below in the comments and say, I lean into my true potential by taking my journey seriously. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of amethyst, or if you were drawn to this card right here during the shuffle, this is going to be a reading on what is the gossip about you on your glow up. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this channel, to continue to show up and be here in this here now here moment. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. For those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Remember, these readings are general. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, all the links you need are down below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading, and I will get you out further information. You can follow me on over to my podcasts on Spotify at Scatterlove Radio. And also you can check out memberships and the options that are available for you there. When you click on that link, it will take you to the page that shows you what comes with each option. So I do hope to see you on memberships. If not, thank you for your continued support here. I truly do appreciate you. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into your reading and find out what is the gossip on pile number 3's glow up source. What is the gossip on pile number 3's glow up? What messages do you have for us? What would you like to say today on what the gossip is on pile number 3's glow up? Okay, so we have 11th house Libra and the Sun. Ooh, that was interesting. I heard it really loud. There's like this energy of where people feel like you're arrogant. Like you are now in a position where you think other people are gullible and you're the one that's coming in from an arrogant place. And that's the only reason why you have friends, because there's an energy of someone that did this to you. Sorry, I just have to laugh sometimes at what people come up with. Like, they just don't know the story, and so they just fill in the blanks with whatever comes to mind. And that's exactly what this feels like, grasping at straws. Like, you are being recognized. You could have an online presence or do some kind of business online. You don't have to, but with the 11th house, it is talking about technology and online. So you could also be like a salesman or a saleswoman or a salesperson. You could be someone that just connects with a lot of people and has to network for your job. And they're saying here that the only reason that you're getting recognition is because you're doing things that were once done to you. Like, you see people now from, like, maybe you studied dark psychology or something like that, or like people think you're studying dark psychology, and that's the only way you're getting ahead, is by using the same tricks and tactics that they use to get you to do what they wanted you to do. And so there's this air of arrogance that they're pinning on you, saying you're now an arrogant person because you actually have people and clients and that are following you, and that you're seeing your dreams come true, and that you're actually protected from them seeing what it is that you're doing. Like, they don't actually know what it is that you're doing, but they see that you've changed, and they're like saying like, oh, so now that pile number 3 has what they want, they get to treat us however they want. That you're being passive aggressive, you're superficial, that you are doing things in order to... Hold on just a second. Sorry, my dog was wheezing. I don't know if she's gonna stop. She started again. Just a second. Let me go help her. Okay, I think she's okay now. So we have her on some new medicine she has a rash, so... Which is interesting, too, that I would even mention that right now, because it's like people are irritated, and rashes indicate irritation, right? Like, spiritual meaning is irritation. And so people are gossiping because they're irritated with the fact that you are glowing up. You know, good for them. Right? Because that's their problem. Like, if all they do is spend time wondering what it is that you're doing, how are they ever going to get to where they need to go? You know? I think the truth is here, pile 3, is that you're actually a very charming individual. You're very peaceful and diplomatic. You're easygoing. You could absolutely have a Libra in your midheaven. You could have Libra Sun. You could also have Libra in the 9th house here. Or in Neptune for some reason. Okay, we're just going to go with it. I don't know where that's coming from, but let's go with it. And you're very intelligent, helpful, and artistic, and friendly. And the only reason that they're saying any of these things is because these people are very indecisive. They don't know what they want, but you're going towards what you want, right? Like, we see that 11th house here. You're finally connecting with people who understand what it is that you are doing. Whatever that is. It doesn't matter. It could be art. It could be music. It could be spirituality. It could be religion. It could be law. It could be... mathematics, who knows, whatever it is. It's like you're finally connecting with people who understand you and get you, and that's why you're glowing up. And yet here you have people who are jealous about where you're going, and so they feel like you've gained a sense of arrogance because of that you are very much in your emotional ego here, and that you're all about self and you don't care about others. But the truth is you just become very confident because you're honoring what it is that you want to do, and you're honoring yourself. And you're being celebrated as a leader of this community that you connect with, because it does feel like a community here with the 11th house. So, and as I stated in the other piles, you know, you're always going to have haters. Like, that's a part of life. That's the contrast. And equally so, you're always going to have people who want to see you succeed. Like, that is how this earth is designed. This whole realm is designed on the good and the bad, the beautiful, the ugly. Like, there's no, oh, it just simply is, even though in some cases it might be, but it really is this dualistic nature that we live in. So let's get some tarot on it and see what else comes through here. So Source, can you please tell us more about what is the gossip on pile number 3's glow up? So this does feel like a group of people who don't want to see you do well, right? And there's also a group of people here who do want to see you succeed, and that is coming through. But I feel like the stronger energy here is the people who don't want to see you succeed. Like, they're very, very upset that you've chosen to do something that's unorthodox, that's different from what normal people do. This could be family as well. That's an energy that's being brought up here. And you've come into a space of just knowing, like, there's no straight line for going this journey, and you've accepted that. And through accepting that, like, even when things seem like they're going to fall apart, you still hold on. Wow, thank you, Source. What is the gossip on pile number 3's glow up? Okay, thank you. What is the gossip on pile number 3's glow up? Okay. Thank you. What is the gossip on pile number 3's glow up, Source? One more. Okay, yeah, the Emperor, and it flipped over, and it wants to be in the upright, so that's awesome. You're a leader. And I feel like you've always been a natural born leader. Like, this isn't something that you've had to strive for, even if you've had to strive to heal from things that have held you back. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon. And you have, well, like I was saying, you heal from, this is the subconscious coming into play here. You've healed deep subconscious things that kept you maybe wanting superficial things. Like, maybe you came from a family that was all about money, or and they maybe not had a lot, right? Like, maybe they didn't have a lot, but they made it all about very superficial things, like, or very conditional love. I'm only going to love you when you fit into my box of what you should be. Bless you, Zoe. Bless you. She has the cutest sneeze. She sneezes like a little mouse, and she's this gigantic dog. It's hilarious to me. Yeah, you're glowing up. See, you're being seen as the star that you are. But you had to overcome. What you healed was a deep subconscious disconnect from your intuition, from your gifts, your abilities, from your innate leadership that resides within your soul. And now you're connecting back with that after looking at, okay, wow, what I was holding on to, this disbelief of who I am, actually didn't come from me, but it came from everyone that was around me while I was growing up. And now you're doing things in silence. Like, you're very much moving in silence here, okay? And this has been something that's kind of come out through all 3 piles. So if you've watched all 3 piles, as always, leave a purple heart down below and say, I made it. I know what that means. That's always reserved for the Purple Heart gang. So thank you for those of you that watch all 3 readings. I really do appreciate you. But it's just interesting because it's like this energy of where it's like they really thought that you weren't going to do what you said you did. Interesting. You absolutely may have come from another pile if you didn't watch all three piles. I'm not going to say which one, but if you were drawn to another pile, there may be messages there for you as well, or you may have come from another pile for sure. You have dealt with a lot of upsetting relationships in your life, okay? With the Knight of Wands, it does indicate romantic turmoil, frustration, upsets, like the player energy. Maybe you've dealt with a lot of cheaters in your past, And we don't have to limit that to romantic connections, right? That could be friends, that could be family, that could be anybody that you've ever met in your life that cheated you out of something, okay? But we do see here, it's being very apparent that your past was riddled with cheat and lies and deception and betrayal. And yet it somehow brought you into overcoming some very hard things and learning very powerful lessons here that have brought you into leading people who are just trying to do the best that they can. Like, they're trying to overcome things too. And it's, you might be like, well, but I don't really teach anybody anything. It could be with the products that you sell and just your energy that you bring when you have to network with people. Remember, it never has to be you're out there putting yourself out there like YouTube or like Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. You don't actually have to be putting yourself out there like that to be making an impact. Okay? You showing up as you is you showing others how to persevere, right? And you may just talk about things that have happened to you, like people bring up like situations and issues that they're going through right now, and you're like, oh yeah, you know, I went through something that was very similar to that, and this is what I learned from it. And they're like, really? And then they might ask details. Well, tell me more about that. And so you'll tell them about the situation. And your past is actually playing a huge part on your success as well, on your glow up. But what they're saying, like, there's actually a lot of people here who are saying how you overcame something that was incredibly difficult. So we're not focusing on the negative. I feel like the negative came up in the dice today, so Source is just touching on it. But for right now, what's coming up in the reading itself is how people are talking about how you are someone they can trust. You're committed to what you do. They know that you always share a lot of wisdom from the past situations and the hardships that you experienced, and how you somehow bring a sense of protection to them. And just by doing that, you help them tap into their subconscious and things that they would have not otherwise seen, right? Like, you help them touch on aspects in their life that they wouldn't have seen otherwise. You could be a marriage counselor, that's coming through right here, or someone that helps with marriages. You could be someone that helps with just relationships in general, just after having dealt with such awful relationships yourself. Like, it gave you an eye-opening experience so that you could be like, wow, like, this works and that doesn't work. And I only know that from my own experience, right? Like, that's how you show up as. And you're very much in this place of just showing people how to strategically move in a way that works for them. And they really, really, really appreciate that. And that's what they're talking about. So it's like, if you do have a card, a business card or something like that, like, your number is getting passed around. Like, maybe you gave out one card and that one person has given your number to like 10 people. Or if you have shareable items online, like, one person has shared it to every person that they know, because they're just like, this person is really making changes in my life. Maybe they can make changes in yours. And it's getting out, like, word is getting out. That's what it feels like here. Word is getting out. And that's what people are talking about, how word is getting out. Like, everywhere. And so even the haters are noticing that word is getting out on you, and they think that you're becoming arrogant. But look, we see here that your main focus is just on overcoming and persevering through the hardships. Like, I'm not worried about being something that I'm not. I'm only concerned with being who I'm meant to be. And you are very much seen as a leader. And a lot of the gossip is more positive than it is negative. It really is. It really is. It's like, you shared something about yourself. You've allowed yourself to be vulnerable. And in that vulnerability, that's why others are trusting you. Like, they're seeing, like, wow, like, they're not just coming at me and telling me what to do just because. Like, they're saying, they're giving me options because they know. They've tried it both ways, or they tried it this way and it didn't work, and so they had to try it this way and they found that that didn't work. And you're coming from a place of experience. And that's something that's very comforting for a lot of people here, right? And I feel like for a long time, you actually hid yourself behind a lot of emotional baggage. Like, the baggage was easier to face to the world than it was to share your light. And when you realized that that wasn't getting you anywhere, you had to begin to shift and dig deep to know who you were and who you are. And you're experiencing a different type of reality now because of that. And you could actually have an occupation that deals with the shadow side, right? So like, what is that? Past life regression, or you could be a traumatic trauma specialist. You could be someone who specializes in psychology, but digging into the past childhood well-being of another person and helping them heal from those deep core wounds so that they can release everything that's happened beyond that core wound that was in lieu of that core wound. So it does feel like you absolutely help people, you know, as almost like a father figure. And you don't have to be a masculine here, okay? Like, you don't have to be a divine masculine. You could be very, very feminine. You could be a divine feminine here, and you're just coming at people in such a way that it's like you're like in this energy of a father figure that they never had. And it's very specific here. It's like you give them constructive criticism, like, hey, you messed up. Don't beat yourself up. You know what doesn't work now. That's okay. Let's try something that might work. And let's try it again until we find something that works. And you're just someone that reaches out a hand and picks people up when they fall down. But you don't drag them to their, you know, to success. Like, you're not dragging them to what is good for them in their lives. Like, you literally just reach down, pick them up, and say, dust yourself off and try again. What is that from the Rescue Rangers? If at first you don't succeed, try again. And now I'm hearing the song that they sing, RESCUE, Rescue Aid Society, heads held high, touch the sky, you mean everything to me. Oh, it's such an old movie. I love that song. That's so funny. Nobody came through. It's like, you're the Rescue Aid Society. That's it. You just rescue people from themselves and from their past, and it's a beautiful thing, right? And the thing is that it had to come from you at one point submitting to temptation, or having problems with defining what you wanted in life, or having problems with understanding where you were going, and finally figuring out what life meant to you, what it meant for you to change directions, and what it meant for you to heal from these upsets in your life. And you chose something that came from the quote-unquote failures. But are they truly failures if they helped you get to the right path? That's the question. Sagittarius energy. So you could be a Sagittarius, but you're definitely full of optimism. You explore options. There's no other way to put this. You explore options. If something doesn't work, you try something new. Like, you're not just chained to one thing, right? We have house 3. Look, I cannot make this up. Early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. You help people heal from deep trauma wounds from their childhood. And it's like things that people would have never actually like taken the time to think about or look at or to dig deeper into. Like, you somehow help them find access to that, and in turn help give them ideas on how to let go, to take a leap of faith. Exactly. I love this. Thank you, Source. Thank you. You help them take a leap of faith for themselves. How strong and powerful is that? What a beautiful thing you do. Yeah. This is very vulnerable because you're vulnerable. And didn't I say that? Like, you're vulnerable about your past. Like, you're open about it. You're open about what you went through, and that allows people to be vulnerable with you. Right? Healing ancestral curses, generations. You're healing generational curses. You're helping others heal generational curses. That only comes from us accepting what was and growing beyond that. And through that, it's like you're helping. And again, this idea of reaching out a hand, right? I'm giving you a hand. I'm giving you a hand up. You don't need to stay down because of things that aren't actually yours to carry in the first place. Thank you, Source. Look, you're on your soul purpose with the butterfly and soul here. It's like you're doing exactly what you're meant to do. And it's helping not only transform you, it's helping transform others. And it's helping them realize, like, there's a better way. And if it's not like a better way, if you will, it's just a different way, and a way that seems to be working for quite a few people. It doesn't make it right or wrong, right? So we have Bridget. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into this situation before proceeding further. And this is how you, like, come through with it. Like, this is what they're gossiping about, is like, you're not someone who just is like, you figure it out, you do it, it's your life. Like, you don't just make people feel bad about it. That's not something you're doing. You're just over here being kind and gentle. Like, hey, it's cool. It's okay to make mistakes. I can't get over that energy. It's like, that's what people are gossiping about. Like, how you make them feel okay to be human. You make them feel okay to be a person, a normal person. Like, I'm not out here trying to be Superman or Superwoman or super person. I'm just out here trying to live my best life and do what's best for me. And you make them feel okay with that. Like, you're not over here trying to make it their fault. Like, that's not what you're doing. You're not going out of your way to point the finger at them and be like, you messed up. No, like, you're just like, look, it's okay. Let me help you back up. Let's try again. Let's just try again. What's the worst that could happen from trying again? Right? We have Akasha. Look, I can't make this stuff up. You are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine life mission. This is on the bottom of the deck. What is happening right now? Thank you, Source. Alright, so what do we have? Know your worth. This is what they're gossiping about too. Like, you know your worth and you give others permission to stand in their worth as well. Like, hey, I want to be like pile 3, but I want to be like pile 3 in a way that's authentic to me. And again, being a teacher, you just are here to teach others how to do that. And others just very, very much, they very deeply appreciate that. And then we have prosperity. They're gossiping about how abundant you are. Right? How abundant you are. You're just this abundant light that's come in and helped others heal. What a beautiful thing. Right? What a beautiful thing to do. Like, you just, and it doesn't matter. You could be someone that doesn't even, you barely network with people. Like, you could just meet one person a month and that one person's life is going to be forever changed because of you. Okay? You could be online and talk to a lot of people, and everybody you talk to, their lives are changed because of you. And don't worry about the haters. You know, I know we're looking at the gossip here, but I feel like Source just wants you to really understand that what you're doing, you're changing lives, and you're doing something that's good, and you're doing it in a way that's authentic to you, and that's giving others permission to be themselves. And there's no better reward or fulfillment than doing that. To be of service through acts of service, right? So let's take a look at your Talisman Oracle card and see what we got. Cut ties. Yes. You help people cut karmic ties from the past. That's exactly what this feels like. Like, you help them let go. Cut ties. Where are you at? Cut ties. Look at this. Here's the insignia if you'd like to pause this and screenshot it so you can take it and carry it with you. It says, you are at the end of a path with a person, situation, or a memory that has drained your energy long enough. It's time to cut ties with what holds you back and venture back into the world to find new opportunities. You have spent enough time trying to find a solution and dwelling over what could and should have been and is no longer helpful. Try to see this as a new beginning, a bright moment of discovery. The two circles in this card represent the two rings of attachment, emotional and intellectual. Picture the knife cutting through both rings to release them and yourself. And the affirmation is like, cut this link in order to heal. This is what they're gossiping about, how you've helped them cut ties with things that they never knew they could cut ties with. like where they felt like they had no option, no way out, no way to become a better version of themselves, no way to become who they've always wanted to become. You help them with that. And that's what they're gossiping about right now. Like, that's the only thing that Source wants you to focus on right now, is the good that you're bringing. Yeah, there are people who have negative things to say about you, but the reason that they're saying these negative things is truly because of jealousy. That's truly all it's coming out to, because you have found your purpose in life and taking care of yourself and have been connecting with people who appreciate just how authentic you are. And through the healing that you've brought them, they'll be forever changed and grateful that you become a part of their lives. Like, what more could anyone ask for? And that's what so many people are talking about. In fact, I think that there's this energy where it's like I said, if you gave out a card, like, people are sharing you with everyone they know because you've impacted them that much in that way. And so it's like they just want someone else to talk with about how much you've changed their life and have someone else experience that same type of change. And so they're just trying to find someone who's willing to take the journey to heal with you. Be like, oh my gosh, you know, pile 3 did this. They told me this. They brought me this. They're like, really? Yeah, pile 3 did this for me. They did that. And they're like, wow, isn't pile 3 wonderful? Like, I'm so glad they exist. And they are. And Source is just so proud of you and so happy that you found what works for you. Oh, I loved this pile. This is such a beautiful pile. I'm so glad it was pile 3. Like, I have no problems with 1 and 2, like, at all. I loved all the piles. They were great. But just, I always love ending on such a high positive note. It's just so good to end it like that. If you feel like this is your reading, pile number 3, leave a little peacock emoji down below and say, I authentically navigate the world, and by doing so, I openly heal others to choose the same. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this incredible message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.